On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong famously said, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." That was when he took his first step on the moon. Now, after more than half a century, history has taken another turn. This time, the step has been taken on planet Earth, which is a monumental leap forward for the future of space travel. Meet the powerful Starship spaceship made by SpaceX, which has passed a crucial engine-firing test. This first successful launch of SpaceX's massive Starship rocket system into orbit is a major step towards the company's goal of transporting NASA astronauts to the moon within the next few years. In today's video, we will talk about that, and we'll take a look at the most recent report on SpaceX's progress towards launching their enormous spacecraft into orbit. So make sure to stay with us till the end to know everything about this important event. Well, the company is getting ready to launch the rocket into space for the first time. So on February 9th, SpaceX tested 31 of the 33 engines inside the tall rocket booster of its Starship prototype. Before SpaceX can attempt to send the roughly 120-meter tall rocket into space, it needs to first pass a milestone test known as a static fire. This test was the last big obstacle. Shortly after the test, the company said in a tweet that the engines at the base of the Super Heavy booster had fired for the whole duration of the test, which refers to the amount of time that was planned for the test. Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX, said in a later tweet that the company had shut off one engine before the test and that another engine had stopped itself. "We still have enough engines to go into orbit," Musk stated. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, is working on a plan to send humans back to the moon, and one component of this plan is the construction of this spacecraft, called Starship. In 2021, SpaceX was awarded a contract by the space agency for roughly $3 billion. SpaceX had planned for the first orbital launch of a Starship to happen in the summer of 2021. However, delays in development and getting permission from the government have pushed that date back to now, as the booster stayed firmly fastened to the launch pad during the whole process. The results of the tests show that it was a full and total success, according to all indications. According to Mr. Musk's estimations, the first orbital test flight may take place as soon as 1 month after the current one, assuming all remaining preparations and studies go without a hitch. In the next few years, NASA will be sending people to the moon's surface, and they will be using this Starship to get there. And finally, Mr. Musk imagines the gigantic spaceship that will transport the first human pioneers to the Red Planet. The test that took place on February 9th employed the first stage of the Super Heavy booster, which stood a breathtaking 69 meters tall. The future second stage, which is the component that will actually land on the Moon and Mars, was getting ready for takeoff in the hangar at the same time. With a total height of 120 meters, the Starship is the world's tallest and most powerful rocket ever constructed. It has the potential to produce 17 million pounds of liftoff force, which is nearly twice as much as NASA's moon rocket. Previously, SpaceX successfully activated all 14 of the Starship's engines, and just this past month, they carried out and finished a fueling test at the launch pad. As the propulsion systems of the spacecraft began to function normally, swarms of birds flew in all directions as dense columns of smoke rose into the air over the space launch facility known as Starbase. Located in the southeastern corner of Texas, not far from the Boca Chica hamlet and not far from the border with Mexico. It was a day that will be remembered as a milestone in the history of space exploration, as mankind takes its first steps towards a new future in the sky. That's all for today's video, guys. What do you think of today's video? Tell us your views in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it with your family and friends and spread the word about the incredible progress being made by SpaceX. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. See you in the next video. Until then, best wishes.